Good morning and Jai Hind students. This is Vartika ma'am and I am here to take your English classes for today. In your previous classes, you came to know about different kinds of sentences, that is, declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences and exclamatory sentences. You were also taught about different parts of sentences, that is, subject and predicate. Now, why am I here? I am here to tell you how to make your sentences grammatically correct. And to make your sentences grammatically correct, I will teach you today the topic subject-verb agreement. In this topic, we will come to know about what is subject and verb in the sentence, how to identify subject and verb in the sentence, what exactly is subject-verb agreement, and the basic rules surrounding it. So, let's get started. Subject-verb agreement. You already know what is subject. Subject is the doer of the action, the one who does the action. And to know that, you ask yourself questions like who or what. And what is verb? Verb is the action word. Correct. Now let us first read what is subject-verb agreement. It means that the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree in number. It means that the subject and the verb in a sentence, that means in a sentence the subject and the verb should match with each other in number. Number, you all know, singular and plural. So here whenever we are framing any sentences, we have to make sure that the subject, that is, if the subject is singular, then the verb should also be singular. And if the subject is plural, then our verb will also be plural. For a quick reference, let us read this. Subject is the part of the sentence that tells us who or what the sentence is about, and the verb is the action performed by the subject. Let us look at this example. Rahul plays cricket regularly. In this sentence, who is performing the action? Rahul. So Rahul is my subject. And what the subject is performing? He is playing cricket. So Rahul is my subject and plays is my verb. Hope now it is clear to you all how you will identify subject and verb in a sentence. Now next, I will teach you how to match your subject and verb in a sentence. And for this, we have to know about some of the basic rules. The first and foremost important rule that you will follow is that a singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes a plural verb. For example, a dog barks. Now, who is barking? A dog. What is the dog doing? It barks. So, a dog is my subject here and barks is my verb here. Next, dogs bark. So, now again, who is performing the action? Dogs. And what are these dogs doing? They are barking. So, again, dogs are my subject here and bark is my verb. Look at the first example. Here, a dog is a singular subject and it is followed by a verb, barks, which is a singular verb. Next example, dogs are plural subject. It is followed by the verb bark, which is a plural verb. To make it more clear, let's look at this. When we change from singular to plural in nouns, what we do, we add s and make it plural. For example, car becomes cars. Girl becomes girls. Shoe becomes shoes. Tree becomes trees. Whereas in verbs, it's just the opposite. For example, if you can see here, in plural, the verb is eat, and when we have to make it singular, we add s. Whereas in nouns, what we do, we add s to make it plural. In verbs, it is just the opposite of nouns. For making singular verb, we add s. So one example is eats, eat. Runs, run. Does, do. Goes, go. So, I hope it is clear to you. In nouns, to make our word plural, we add s, whereas in verbs, in singular form, we add s, and in plural form, we do not add s. Now, let's see the second rule. It says, when the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns, we use a plural verb. Let's look at the example. Here, Pratima and Mahima are at the mall. Here in this sentence, who are at the mall? Pratima and Mahima. So, Pratima and Mahima is the subject and are is the verb. Now, if you see, Pratima and Mahima are two nouns. When our sentence has two nouns in the subject side, the verb will be always plural. Let's look at the second example. The principal and the teachers are in the staff room. Who are in the staff room? The principal and the teachers. Again, here our subject is what? The principal and the teachers. Since our subject has two nouns, the verb will be plural. So we are using what here? Are. Now, let us look at the third point. When two or more singular nouns or pronouns are joined by or, we use a singular verb. For example, the man or his son is at home. Again, here if you see, where is the subject? The man or his son. Though here we have two singular nouns, man and son, but these two nouns are joined by the word or. When our two nouns are joined by or, the verb will be singular. That is why this sentence has been joined by the verb is. Let's look at the second example. Again here if you can see, the guide or the tourist is the subject, goes first. So goes is what here? Verb. So the guide or the tourist is singular subject, singular noun. It is joined by singular verb, goes. Now let's look at the fourth rule. When two or more singular nouns or pronouns are joined by or, the verb will agree with the subject closer to the verb. Though this point is quite similar to the third point, but there's a slight difference here. Let's look at the example. The man or his sons are at home. Again, if you see, the subject is the man or his sons and the verb is are. Here in this sentence, you can see, here we have two nouns, but the subject which is closer to the verb is a plural noun. Since this is a plural noun, so our verb will be plural. If you look at the previous example in the third point, here the subject which was closer to the verb was singular subject. So we have used singular verb. Here the subject closer to the verb is plural subject. So we have used what? Plural verb. Let's look at the next example. The tourists or the guide goes first. Now look at here. Here the subject is what? The tourists or the guide, and verb is what? Goes. But the subject which is closer to the verb is singular subject. So what we have used? Singular verb. And in the first point I told you all that when we have singular verb we add s. As per go we use es. So it becomes goes. So in the point third and fourth, you have to be very clear. You'll have to focus on the subject which is closer to the verb. If it is plural, we will use plural verb. If it is singular, we will use singular verb. Only in the point third and fourth where a sentence is joined by the word or. I hope all these 4 points are clear to you all. As of now, I will only deal with these 4 points. Kindly go through these explanations again. I will be posting all this on Snap Homework. I will again meet you all tomorrow with more 4 points. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.